The Assyrian civilization originated in northern Mesopotamia, along the Tigris River. This civilization established an empire that dominated the ancient Near East for over 1,400 years. Assyrians were renowned for their significant military prowess and strategic capabilities. Their military strength was a key factor in their imperial expansion and control. However, their religious beliefs formed the fundamental core of their imperial identity. These beliefs profoundly influenced their culture, governance, and societal structure. Assyrian religion was a synthesis of inherited Mesopotamian deities and innovative theological development. They adopted gods from Sumer and Akkad, integrating them into their pantheon. Uniquely, they positioned their patron deity, Ashur, as the supreme authority. This religious framework served to legitimize the Assyrian Empire's rule. It also inspired and supported their significant cultural achievements. The ancient city of Ashur was established before 2500 BCE. Named after its primary deity, it was strategically founded on a cliff overlooking the Tigris River. Initially, Ashur served as a vital trading hub for the region. Merchants engaged in long-distance trade, exchanging textiles and tin for silver in Anatolia. Early Assyrian religious practices were deeply rooted in ancient Mesopotamian traditions. They shared a common cultural heritage with the Babylonian civilization, influencing their spiritual beliefs. The Assyrian pantheon included prominent deities like Anu, Enlil, Ea, Ishtar, Sin, and Shamash. These gods and goddesses were central to their worship and daily life. Religious rituals and hymns, often derived from Sumerian practices, were integral to their worship. Within a shared pantheon, Ashur held increasing significance for the city of Ashur. He was initially perceived as a deified mountain or a local warrior spirit. Ashur's importance expanded progressively. This growth paralleled Assyria's expanding regional influence. During the 14th century BCE, Assyria began its rise to imperial power. This significant political expansion was led by King Ashur-uballit I. The ascension to imperial status marked a pivotal moment for the Assyrian state. This period initiated a profound religious transformation within Assyrian society. The political and religious shifts were intertwined, shaping the future of Assyria. The Assyrian Empire's expansion led to a significant shift in the status of the deity, Ashur. Initially, Ashur was regarded as the patron god of the city of Ashur. As the empire grew, Ashur's role transcended that of a local deity. He was elevated to the supreme deity, overseeing the entire Assyrian Empire. This theological evolution mirrored the nation's political ascendancy and imperial expansion. Assyrian theology integrated syncretism, a process of blending religious beliefs and deities. Through syncretism, the god Ashur absorbed the roles and attributes of other major deities. Notably, Ashur assimilated characteristics of Enlil, the traditional head of the Mesopotamian pantheon. This absorption of powers solidified Ashur's position within the divine assembly. Consequently, Ashur ascended to the apex of the Assyrian religious hierarchy. Assyrian kings adopted the title Vice-Regent of Ashur. This title signified their role as earthly representatives of the supreme deity, Ashur. They constructed temples dedicated to Ashur throughout their conquered territories. These temples served to solidify Ashur's worship and the king's divine connection. Military successes were attributed to Ashur's divine favor, reinforcing royal authority. The elevation of Ashur involved a theological rivalry with Marduk, Babylon's patron deity. Ashur eventually superseded Marduk in religious prominence. Ashur even assumed roles traditionally associated with Marduk. This included becoming the consort of Ishtar in Assyrian religious context. The Assyrian civilization maintained a complex religious system with a diverse pantheon of gods. While Ashur held supreme authority, he was part of a larger divine assembly. Each deity within this pantheon possessed specific functions and distinct characteristics. Many of these Assyrian gods were also revered in Babylonian religious traditions. However, these shared deities often developed particular associations with specific Assyrian cities. This localized worship contributed to the unique religious identity of different Assyrian regions. Ashur was revered as the national god of the ancient Assyrian Empire. His divine presence was often symbolized by a winged disc. Within this winged disc, a warrior drawing a bow was frequently depicted. Another common representation showed Ashur as a man mounted upon a bull. The primary temple dedicated to Ashur was centrally located in the capital city. This ancient capital city itself bore the name of the god Ashur. Ishtar was a highly revered ancient goddess, central to Mesopotamian mythology. She embodied a complex array of attributes, including love, sexuality, and fertility. Ishtar also represented war and political power, reflecting her multifaceted influence. Significant cult centers dedicated to Ishtar were established in Nineveh and Arbela. Assyrians revered her as a fierce warrior, believing she supported their armies in battle. Nabu was revered as the ancient Mesopotamian god of wisdom and writing. His primary symbols were the stylus and the clay tablet, representing his domain. Nabu was believed to possess the power to record the destinies of humankind. This divine role underscored his importance in both intellectual and spiritual realms. His main temple, located in the ancient city of Nineveh, was a significant center of learning. The temple had a close historical association with the renowned library of Ashur. Sin was an ancient moon god, revered across various cultures in the Near East. He was a significant deity, often associated with fertility, wisdom, and the night sky. The city of Haran held particular importance as a primary center for his worship. Haran housed a prominent temple dedicated to Sin, serving as a focal point for his cult. This temple remained a vital pilgrimage site for many centuries, attracting devotees from afar. The enduring popularity of the Haran temple illustrates the lasting nature of Sin's cult. Shamash was revered as the ancient Mesopotamian sun god. He embodied the fundamental principles of justice and truth. Kings frequently invoked Shamash in formal treaties and legal proceedings. His presence served as a divine witness to agreements and judgments. This practice underscored his crucial role in maintaining cosmic order. Shamash ensured fairness and upheld ethical standards within society. Adad, also known as Ramman or Hadad, was a prominent storm god in ancient Mesopotamian mythology. He held dominion over atmospheric phenomena, embodying the forces of weather. Adad was responsible for life-sustaining rains, crucial for agriculture and prosperity. Conversely, he also wielded the power of destructive tempests, causing floods and devastation. This dual nature reflected the unpredictable and formidable power of natural forces. His worship acknowledged both the benevolent and destructive aspects of nature's might. The Assyrian belief system encompassed a complex hierarchy of supernatural entities. Beyond principal deities, numerous lesser gods were integral to their cosmology. This pantheon also included a diverse array of demons and spirits. These beings actively influenced the world, manifesting as either benevolent or malevolent forces. Ancient Assyrian culture incorporated protective spirits into their architecture and beliefs. These spirits, known as Shedu and Lamassu, served as powerful guardians. They were often depicted as colossal winged bulls with human heads. These monumental figures were strategically placed at the entrances of palaces and temples. Their primary function was to ward off evil and protect the inhabitants within. This practice exemplifies the Assyrian use of apotropaic figures to avert harm. The Assyrian king held a unique and powerful position within society. He served as an intermediary between the divine realm and humanity. While not considered a god himself, his authority stemmed from divine selection. The gods chose him to represent their will on earth. He was entrusted with the crucial responsibility of governing on their behalf. This role solidified his supreme authority and legitimacy as ruler. The Assyrian king held the ancient title Ishiak Ashur, signifying steward of the god Ashur. This title underscored a fundamental theological principle within Assyrian society. The principle asserted that the deity Ashur was the true and ultimate ruler of Assyria. Consequently, the human monarch served not as a sovereign, but as Ashur's appointed administrator. This concept established a divine foundation for royal authority and governance in Assyria. The king held a sacred duty to ensure the proper worship of the gods within the kingdom. This involved conducting elaborate rituals and presenting offerings at temples. Before undertaking major endeavors, the king sought guidance from divine oracles. This consultation was crucial for securing divine favor for military campaigns. Ultimately, these actions aimed to ensure the overall welfare and prosperity of the kingdom. Assyrian theology served as a justification for imperial expansion and conquest. Conquered peoples were required to acknowledge the supremacy of the Assyrian god Ashur. This did not necessarily demand the abandonment of their own local deities. Instead, it mandated recognition of Ashur as the ultimate divine overlord. For ordinary Assyrians, religion was an integral part of daily life and decision-making. Divination was a central practice, used to discern the will of the gods. Methods included examining animal livers for omens and interpreting celestial phenomena. This constant effort reflected a deep-seated belief in divine influence over human affairs. Assyrian religious practice featured a distinctive veneration of fire. Fire was regarded as a pure energy source, central to their spiritual beliefs. This tradition involved maintaining a continuous sacred bonfire within temples. Priests passed this duty through generations, symbolizing an enduring spiritual connection